Hey, what's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Lydia, and if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join the growing family, turn notifications on, and while you're down there, give me a thumbs up because it really does help me out. Before we start this video, I do want to say that I have a Patreon, and I'm going to try and upload once a week on there. And if you want bonus content that's never going to be shown on YouTube, head over there. I also send Christmas cards to my Patreons, and as far as I'm aware they got delivered, but it's just little perks that you get from me. I did put some goodies in the Christmas cards. But yeah, if you're interested in that, I'll link it on the iCard up there and in the description down below. It would mean the world to me if you could check it out. So today I thought we could talk about how mental illness progresses. So I was originally diagnosed bipolar type 1, and this last year, new year. So last year in July, I think it was, diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. Now I get asked a lot is, do you have both conditions, or did you have schizoaffective all along? Did it grow from the bipolar? And I thought I'd clear it up in the video. Now Alana did do a video talking about this subject, and if you haven't seen that, it's here, and I'll link it on the iCard up there. If you don't know who Alana is my best friend. She lives in Australia, and I'm going to see her this year in July, so they're winter. But if you want to hear all about my Australia trip, I did make a video on it, and I'll link it in the description down below. That was my first video of the year. But yeah, how mental illness progresses. So yeah, I started off being diagnosed with bipolar type 1 disorder, and I've had that diagnosis since I was 13, and it's been with me through all the diagnosis changes. It's the one constant diagnosis that I've always had. When I got told that I had developed schizoaffective disorder and the bipolar diagnosis went away, I was left a bit confused. Then I learned that schizoaffective disorder is basically in between a bipolar and schizophrenia. Like, it's a schizophrenic spectrum disorder. It is a psychotic disorder with a mood element. So it's either depression, major depression, or bipolar. I have bipolar type, but the question is did it progress, or did I have schizoaffective all along? Now, personally, I think I had bipolar disorder. Like, I genuinely had bipolar disorder. I met all the criteria for it. There's no question there. But I do believe that as time's gone on, my symptoms have progressed. Like, my psychotic symptoms have got worse, and didn't really fall under the criteria of bipolar disorder with psychotic features. Because with bipolar, to be psychotic, you have to be in an episode of either depression or mania. And I wasn't. I was just experiencing psychosis, which is why I got diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. I genuinely do believe that mental illness can progress into more severe mental illness. Schizoaffective disorder is a serious psychotic disorder. I'm not saying it's more important than bipolar or BPD. All disorders should be treated the same, but by name and definition, schizoaffective disorder is defined as a serious mental illness. And honestly, I can see why. For example, all the hallucinations that I still have, and the delusions, and the paranoia. God, the paranoia. But yeah, mental illness can progress. I think it's fair to say that you develop mental illness out of nowhere, because you do. No one can predict mental illness. If you told me 3 years ago when I was in hospital that in 3 years I'd be discharged from mental health services and I'd have a new diagnosis, I wouldn't believe you. I thought my bipolar was the worst it could be. And then I got diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, and now I live with hallucinations on a daily basis. That wasn't the case 3 years ago. I didn't really hallucinate that much. And I'm on my medication. My medication hasn't changed in that time, apart from my clonazepam being moved to night. But I do think it's important to acknowledge that mental illness can progress. It's like any illness, it can get worse. Don't get me wrong, I'm by no means saying that I hate my life with schizoaffective disorder, because I don't. I hate the hallucinations, but I can deal with them now. And I do know they're just hallucinations now, whereas before I was confused with what I was experiencing because I wasn't diagnosed with a psychotic disorder. So I was experiencing all these hallucinations and delusions, and nobody knew why. We increased my haloperidol dose to 10 milligrams. Nothing. Did get offered to be put on olanzapine. Said no to that, because if you haven't seen my video that I made on olanzapine a few years ago, you may want to check that out, because it sent me psychotic and manic. Can mental illness be progressive? Yes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.